Hey y'all, it's Asha Cerise, your favorite life coach, content strategist, and event curator, back with another review. We're reviewing Love is Blind Season 7, so spoiler alert, let's get into the next couple. This is Ramses and Marissa, and I like them as a couple. I love a lot of things about them. They have a lot in common as far as their shared values. Not necessarily, I feel like, not as much in common as far as their lived experiences, but clearly they look great together. They kind of low key look like brother and sister, but sometimes when you love someone, you start looking alike, even though they didn't know each other before they started looking alike. But um, they're very zen, and they have a lot of great things that may create a great relationship or not. Let's get into the fun facts. Ramses is 35. He's a program associate at a justice reform nonprofit. He's a Cancer, and it says he hasn't felt fully understood by his past partner, so being seen and accepted as he is what matters most going forward. Vulnerability is his superpower in relationships, and he hopes to meet a woman who can reciprocate the depth of emotion he has to offer. In the pod, someone who practices empathy will immediately grab his attention, and if so, he'll be all ears as he counts listening as one of his best qualities. Plus, Ramses has plenty of experiences with love as he's previously been married. And his first marriage came to an end because ultimately they grew in different directions, and it was what was best for both of them. 4 years later, he's now healed from the divorce and entering into an experiment with an even clearer understanding of the woman with whom he wants to spend his life with. Marissa is 32, a lawyer. She must have finished law school because she was in law school during taping. She is an Aries. And it says, by joining Love is Blind, Marissa is hoping to tug on the invisible string she believes connects her with her future husband. We are still on our individual journeys, but hopefully he's here, she says. While spending 7 years in the Navy didn't exactly work wonders for her dating life, Marissa has no regrets about her military service. She says that experience is the thing she's most proud of. And since then, the recent law school graduate has prioritized her studies over just about everything else, and now is looking to start a new chapter, hopefully with an intelligent and empathetic partner who doesn't mind her habit of burping out loud. In the past, Marissa says guys have tended to realize way too late that they are not ready for a relationship. Men fall in love with her looks and charms, but don't take time to really get to know her. So, the wonderful things about Ramses and Marissa is that they do see each other, they accept each other as is, and they like the types of energy each one of them possess. So Ramses is a different type of masculine. He has, um, you know, talked about how a lot of people don't accept his idea of masculinity. And he is very much tapped into his feminine energy. As you all know, all of us, men and women, we both possess feminine and masculine energy, and everyone balances it differently, and everyone taps into those different energies for different reasons at different times. He is very in tune with his feminine energy. He is kind of soft, and he's a Cancer man, so they emotional anyway. We already know that. So he's very much zen and calm and grounded and peaceful and loving and vulnerable and emotional in that sense. Marissa is like a firecracker. She's very lively and bold, and she knows what she wants. She's career driven. And the reason why I feel like this can definitely work is because they already have like certain shared values that they agree on. Like she doesn't like traditional roles, and neither does he. He feels like the only traditional role that he will really make sure that he's always um, handling is protection. Like he always wants to make sure that she feels protected as a man with her being a woman. Other than that, they're not into traditional roles, and they've even discussed her being a full-time lawyer because that's what she went to law school for, of course, and she wants to pursue her career wholeheartedly. She doesn't see herself being a stay-at-home mom, and she even presented the idea of him being a stay-at-home dad. He said he's not opposed to that. He's not opposed to working remote and being the nurturing parent that's at home. So even though that's not traditional, I feel like everybody makes their own dynamic, and that seems to be what will work for them. I think they're both very much very sensual beings. They definitely connected in the pods. And let me tell you about her other connection that she had, because she had two connections until close to the very end. This is Bodan. This was her other really strong connection. They had a lot in common because they've both been in the military. And even though she's used to dating military men, she found it that military men were like super hyper masculine and closed minded. And he wasn't that way. He was a little bit more liberal and open minded, and they really got along a lot because they had so much in common. And I actually think that they both could have worked too, and they also could make good friends. But a little bit about him is he's 36. He's in tech sales. He's a Leo, so they're both fire signs, and he is an immigrant and Ukrainian refugee. Um, he's like I said, he was in the military, and he was a Marine, and he was married for 5 years. He ignored a lot of red flags because he was in love, but he became crystal clear on what he was searching for. And thanks to the power of time and therapy, that's what he contributes it to. And I think that they, could have been a good couple as well. And, she did have some good options based on her her desires and her taste, her type. I think that she wanted to try a little bit different because she has been basically manifesting, talking about wanting to be with more of a gentle man, more of a softer man that may be a little bit more tapped into his feminine energy, which is why she ended up feeling like Bodan would be more of a friendship connection. But back to them. So they're very much attracted to each other. When they saw each other, the emotional connection definitely translated to the physical connection. They were instantly, attracted to each other, like for sure. And when they went to Mexico, they didn't waste no time getting into the sexual part of their relationship. So they kind of got into that early on, which, sex is very important in relationships, and they saw that they were compatible in that area early on. But I will say that they need to make sure that it's not just like a surface level, like so flirty and fun and sensual and, you know, bliss, to the point where they're not seeing if they can actually blend their lifestyles together, and that they have more than just the lust and the love and the passion and the fun and flirty stuff. So those would be like my major red flags for them. And then another thing, I think that even though she really is desiring this man that is a gentle spirit and soft and kind and emotionally available and tapped in and tuned into his feminine energy, I do think because she is, was a military woman and she is used to military men, I can see her wanting him to be more tapped into his masculine energy at times, where maybe he is, okay with how he is. And that's one of the dilemmas that he's had in the past. So I think that she accepts him the way he is for sure. But I can see there being moments where she might want him to be a little bit more tough or masculine, where she's already set the tone that this the way he is okay all the time. But I could just see it being like something that may come up in the future. But other than that, I got to see how it goes. I'm rooting for them. I think they look great together. I think that they have a lot of passion and excitement, and I think that their shared values and how they see their future do align. So it has a lot of great potential, but I got to see how it is once they get into the real world. Y'all tell me what you think.